if what's been happening in Palestine is not genocide, then what's genocide? I mean, Palestinians in 1948, most of the Palestinians were driven out of their land. But what is really interesting about this is not what the Israelis did, but actually what we have documented of what they had been intending to do. The very remarks made by Ben Gurion and other founding fathers of this Zionist entity, actually they were candid about the fact that they were going to drive the Palestinians out. They did not massacre large numbers of Palestinians in terms of ratios, but the massacres they perpetrated, they intended to be publicized quite well, so that the rest of the Palestinians were horrified and driven to seek shelter elsewhere. And this is what happened to my mother and her family. See, my father is from Hebron, from Al Khalil. My mother was born and raised in Beersheba. When they heard the news of what happened in Deir Yassin and other areas where Zionists entered and massacred everybody indiscriminately, they thought they had no chance of surviving. They had no means of defending themselves. So they sought shelter elsewhere in the hope of coming back. They took their keys with them. They left their belongings inside the houses. Arab governments at the time told them, we will do the job for you. We will finish off the Zionists and then you come back. You can come back in a week or two. But actually, none of the Arab governments at the time was free. They were all part of the remnants of colonialism. It was a conspiracy. It was a conspiracy to enable the Zionists to establish their entity in Palestine. And one of the main tools of Zionism has constantly been wiping out the indigenous population. They're following the example of what happened in America, in the Americas. They're following the example of what happened elsewhere in the world.